What if I told you that after age 80, your body goes through 5 major changes that happen to literally everyone, backed by decades of scientific research from places like the Mayo Clinic and Harvard? These aren't scary myths, they're natural reprogramming processes. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what science shows happens after 70, why it happens, and most importantly, how understanding them can help you or your loved ones live with more strength, independence, and joy. Stick around till the end, because change number 5 might surprise you the most. And it's very important to know that by now. First, aging isn't a disease, it's a natural biological process. According to the National Institute on Aging and studies in journals like the Journal of Clinical Investigation, our organs and systems slowly lose some reserve capacity after our 30s, about 1% per year in many areas, and these effects become more noticeable after 70. But here's the empowering part. Knowledge gives you power. Understanding these changes helps families prepare, and many seniors adapt beautifully and stay active well into their 70s. So let's go through the 5 key changes that science confirms affect virtually everyone who reaches this age. Change number 1. Your muscles lose mass and strength. Science shows that after age 50, we can lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year, but after 70, this accelerates significantly. Studies, including those referenced by the Mayo Clinic and Merck manuals, indicate that up to 50% of people over 70 experience notable sarcopenia. Muscle fibers, and there's more fat infiltration into the muscle tissue. Why does this matter? It affects balance, walking speed, and the ability to carry groceries or stand up from a chair. Research from the Journal of Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Medicine confirms this decline is universal but varies in severity. The good news? Progressive resistance training, combined with adequate protein, has been shown in multiple studies to slow or even partially reverse some of this loss, helping many 80-plus adults maintain independence. Let's continue. Change number 2. Your heart and blood vessels change. Arteries become stiffer, a process called arteriosclerosis. The heart wall thickens slightly, and maximum cardiac output decreases. According to Harvard Health and Physiological Reviews, after age 80, the heart has to work harder to pump blood through less elastic vessels. This is why blood pressure often rises, and why recovery from physical effort takes longer. One large review notes that cardiac reserve, the extra capacity your heart has in youth, declines steadily. But many people adapt well. Lifestyle factors like regular walking and a heart-healthy diet, rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and controlled salt, are repeatedly shown in long-term studies to support cardiovascular function, even in advanced age. Change number 3. Your senses become less sharp. Presbyopia is nearly universal by 50, but after 80, it combines with other changes. Hearing loss, presbycusis, affects about 1 in 3 adults 65 to 74, and rises sharply after that, due to loss of hair cells in the inner ear. Taste and smell also diminish. Research shows odor sensitivity can drop dramatically, which partly explains why appetite sometimes decreases. The Mayo Clinic notes these sensory shifts are normal and happen to everyone to varying degrees. Simple adaptations, like brighter lighting, hearing aids when needed, and flavorful nutrient-dense foods can make a big difference in daily enjoyment and nutrition. Change number 4. Bones lose density, and you might lose a little height. Bones shrink in size and density with age. This is called osteopenia, or when more severe, osteoporosis. The Mayo Clinic explains that age-related bone changes can make you 1 to 2 inches shorter by 80, due to compressed spinal discs, changes in posture, and vertebral compression. Fracture risk increases because bones become more fragile. This is backed by decades of bone density research. Weight-bearing activities, like walking or light resistance work, and adequate calcium plus vitamin D intake are the most evidence-based ways to support bone health throughout life. Change number 5, and this one surprises many people. Your immune system slows down. This is called immunosenescence. The production and effectiveness of immune cells decline, and there's more low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging. Studies show that after 80, the body is less efficient at fighting new infections and recovering from illness or injury. Antibody response to vaccines can also be lower. However, research from the National Academies and others highlights that social connection, good sleep, nutrition, and moderate exercise can help support immune resilience, even in the 80s and beyond. Many 80-year-olds report high life satisfaction despite physical changes. That's the famous paradox of aging, documented in psychological studies. So those are the 5 inevitable changes science shows happen after 80. Accelerated muscle loss, stiffer cardiovascular system, reduced senses, weaker bones with possible height loss, and a slower immune response. They happen because our cells divide less efficiently, telomeres shorten, repair mechanisms slow, and organs lose some reserve capacity, all documented in aging biology. But here's what the data also shows. These changes are not the full story. Individual variation is huge. Some 80-year-olds remain remarkably robust because of lifelong habits, genetics, and mindset. The key is preparation and adaptation. Starting or continuing healthy behaviors in your 60s and 70s can improve how you experience your 80s and 90s. Many centenarians and superagers, people over 80 with exceptional cognition or physical function, demonstrate that while some decline is inevitable, suffering is not. If this video helped you understand aging better, hit that like button. It really helps more people see this information. Comment below, what age are you or your loved one right now, and which of these 5 changes concerns you most? If you want more science-based senior health and longevity tips, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Remember, aging is inevitable, but how you approach it can make all the difference. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.